You have probably seen this SaaS animation style all over After Effects tutorials. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how to recreate it in DaVinci Resolve. Let's get into it. Alright, in the page of DaVinci Resolve, we are going to create a new timeline. You can just hit Ctrl N on your keyboard, uncheck project settings, go to format, and you're going to use 30 frames per second, and we're going to use 1280 by 720. Create that. I always want to drag and drop my reference video here. If you want the project file for this animation, link in the description. Shout out to Zelios Studio for making this amazing edit. Now, let's open this Fusion composition in the Fusion page. I'm going to search for my media in node, enter. Now, I can always change it from timeline to background. Select this one and hit 1. This one should be 2. Get a background node and connect my background node to the media out. In the background node, I'm just going to pick this color from here and make it completely white. Let's get a text node. In the text node, I'm going to write turn. Now change the font to the Apple font, FS Pro display and regular. I think should work. You can change the color to this color code 1B96C3. Hit OK. Now we can connect this one here. Let me just change this to 0.9. Yes, that should be fine there. I'm just going to shift it to this side 411. Enter. Copy this one, Control C, Control V. I'm just going to write book. Now from here we can just bring this color down to this one, and let's connect this one here. Now we can just go to layout and fit 562. Enter. I think this is okay. This is good. Now get a transform node here, frame 0. Make sure you keyframe the center X and Y. Go to frame 10, keyframe it again, come back to frame 0, and we can take it down to somewhere around here is fine. I think select this, go to spline, make sure you select all of that, right click and ease out cubic. Feel free, you can always manipulate these spline graphs as you want. Now copy this one from here, Control C, Control V, come here, you can select all of this and this. You're going to move it to frame 8, frame 9. You can move it to frame 9. Good, I think this is okay. If you look at it, this book is supposed to appear later at the same frame 9. So we can just select this merge node and make sure it starts at frame 9. Let's move our playhead to frame 9. Make sure it starts at frame 9. And that will be it. So if we, let's close that up. I'm going to select all of this, move this here, get a background node, connect the background node here, disconnect this one from here and connect it to this one, get this merge node, connect this merge node here. Now add a transform node here. In this transform node, we are going to make a keyframe at maybe frame, let's just go to frame 35. We're going to keyframe the size here, go back to frame 0, keyframe it again. Now go back to this last one and make sure you bring the size down till about here. I think that should be good. Let's go to spline, select all and ease in cubic. I want the animation to start very slow in cubic. Let's check. I'm gonna open the keyframes tab up, open this one up, and I think I'm gonna move this a little bit to this side. Go back to spline, select all, right click in cubic. I think this one at this point it should be a little bit. Let's play. I think that is fine. Come here, right click and add a Gaussian blur. Enter. In the Gaussian blur, you're going to go to maybe frame 22. You're going to keyframe this value and take it down to where it is a little bit, somewhere around here where there's no blur. Now go to somewhere around frame 40. You can keyframe it again. Now come to the middle, which is about frame 32, and you can change this to 4.04. Or you can increase the value. Now select this, go to spline S. That's fine. Now we can come to somewhere around frame 32. You can go to this mesh node, keyframe it, go one frame forward and take it down to 0. Now come back here, control C this text, control V, and change it to audio. I can then connect this one down here. By the way, I'm not going to bother about the gradient for this one. If you want to add a gradient, just come to this one and choose a gradient color. If you choose a gradient color, you would see the angle and you can play with the gradient from there, but I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to focus on is the animation. You can do that on your own. Now let's add a transform node to this one. In the transform node, I'm going to bump up the size. By the way, it's not centered, so let me center this one. Double click here to center this. Come back here. Think that this size is fine. So we're going to keyframe it at frame 32. Yes. So at frame 33, we have to make this visible. I'm just going to select this one. You can still do this one. Just going to come, bring it to this. Yes, fine now. Close that up. Now in this one, we are going to keyframe the size here, and we're going to go to somewhere on frame 56, and we're going to take it down. Let's just try to use a value of 1. Let's say 1.3 should work. No, that's too big. Let's do 0.1. I think it's no. Let's reduce it again. I think this one is okay. Now select this, go to spline. If we is out cubic, no, it doesn't work like that. So select all and hit S. I'm just going to turn this like this and turn this like this. I think this one is fine. Now come to this one. Come to somewhere around here. I think I want to move this one a little bit forward. I think this one should be, yes, I think this one should be okay. I'm going to come to somewhere around here. We should cut this one here. So you can hit a keyframe here, go one frame forward and take it down to 0. Now, if you look at the audio closely, you're going to see that it's being blurred out here. So I'm going to bring down this one here and select all of these, shift this to this side. Now, between the text and the transform node, I'm going to add a Gaussian blur again, just yes, so that it blurs everything. Now to that Gaussian blur, I'm going to add a polygon mask. Now just draw something like this. And close this up. You see, it's going to the blur is going to only affect that area. Now bring down the blur just a little bit like this. Go to the polygon mask and turn on the soft edge. Yes, you can see it. Now remove this animation. We are going to add it later. Come to where the text starts, which is here. We're going to keyframe it. Right click to add shape animation. Now go to where the text, I'm just going to put it here, but I would increase it. Select this one like this. You can do whatever you want. Now let's go to spline, select all and hit S. Close this up. I'm going to open this one up, open this up again and move it a little bit forward. Good. I think that is fine. Now come to somewhere around here. Let me make a little bit of space here and shift this to this side. I'm gonna copy this one, Control C, Control V, and change this text to any. It's the same font and it's the same color. I'm just gonna paste it here. It should be centered. By the way, I think this is the time we should go to another key. Change the fusion composition. Somewhere around here we should change the fusion composition so that we can cut it from here. So go back to the edit page and I'll cut it here. Open this, the next one in the fusion page. Good. Here I'm going to delete all of these nodes. I'm going to delete all of these and these. In this one I can add a transform node here and bump up the size, something like so. It's fine, I think. And then I'm going to keyframe the size here and go to somewhere around frame 75 and bring it back to 1. enter. Yes, I think one is okay. Yes, and we can just go to spline and ease out cubic. That'll be fine. Good. But if you see here, there's another blur here. So select this one, go to the keyframes tab, open this up like this, open this up. Now select this one, hold down control on your keyboard and move it to somewhere around here so that we have duplicated the keyframes. That is fine, I think. So after this transform node, I'm going to add another transform node so I can control this movement from here. Yes. So before this one stops, I'm just going to start it somewhere around here. Keyframe the center X and Y and go to, it stops around here. So I'm going to keyframe it again here and just, yeah, here is fine. Okay, let's try to use S. I'm going to and see what happens. I'm just going to select all of these, select this, S. Let's, I think this is fine. Good. Now we are going to duplicate this text. Control C here, Control C, and paste it here, Control V. We can then connect it here, boom, here like so. And I'm going to change this to language. Now let's change the color to, let's just use this color code. Let's come to the end. We have to make sure that they have a good space in between them. So come to the layout and move this to the side. I think this spacing is okay. Yeah, let's go with that one. Now we have to keyframe this text, the transform of this text. Let's go to where it finally gets closer, maybe somewhere around frame 90. We're going to keyframe it here, and then where the text comes into play, that's somewhere around here. I'm just going to shift it to this side. Let's not do it too much. Now go to spline, select all, S. I'll just modify this a little bit. Go one frame forward. This is where it's supposed to start. Let's just keyframe this one. Go back 0. It starts too far away. Let's come back here. Let me turn this on. It starts too far away. I don't want it to start that far. It should be here. Somewhere around here is fine. Yes, somewhere around there is fine. Let's go with that. Let's make sure that the spline graph is okay. Yes, same thing. Now, notice that at this level here, we have to change the color of this text. So come here to this text, come to this text, come to the color here, double click here, and copy this color code. Now come to this text. You're going to go back one frame, keyframe the color, go one frame forward, open this one up, double click here, and Control V. So you change the color like this. If you look at it, it's a gradient color. You can do that if you want. I'm not going to focus on that. Now, let's come to good. If you look at it from here, it jumps like this. So we have to add another transform node, keyframe the center X and Y here, go one frame forward, and just make it jump a little bit like so. You don't need to take that to spline, but you can still go to spline, select all, and make sure you hit one of these. That will be fine. I think we are good. Just to verify, yes, you can see where this rectangle is and you can see where this one is. So it's a little bit, it's close. Now let's move this one to the side. Let's copy this text with no animation. Control C, Control V. Now make sure the color is this one. Just going to change it to instantly, and connect it here. By the way, you might want to use change this color a little bit. Then let's go to the layout and move it to the side. Okay, at frame 100 it should be here, so I'm going to add a transform node and keyframe it here at frame 100. Now go back, yes, go back to somewhere around here, and let's just bring it to somewhere around here. Let's go to spline S and do a little bit of something like so. Now we are not done with this one. Let's come back to this one. You see that there's movement. There's supposed to be movement till somewhere around here, 110, like this one, but we don't have it here. So we need to, I'm just going to add another transform node. I'm going to keyframe it here, then go to the same keyframe here and shift it to the side. By the way, I'm just going to get this rectangle here. You see where the N is and where this one is something similar. And let's do S, not too much. That's all that is left is for us to keyframe the opacity values. This one has to start from here. So I'm going to come here. We already did, so bring it down. And this one has to start from here. So come here, keyframe, take it down, keyframe, one forward, keyframe, and that will be it. Let's just complete the animation for this text. Let's take it up like so. For this last one, I'm going to use this merge nodes. Let's start around frame 125. I'm going to come to this merge node, keyframe the center X and Y, come to this one, keyframe the center X and Y. Now go to somewhere around here. I'm going to keyframe the blend for this one, and here keyframe the blend for this one. Go again, yeah, somewhere around here the blend should be 0, but let's first of all move this one closer like so, and this one same thing like so. Now take the blend value down and down, select the both of these, spline, uncheck the blend so that we are left with only the movements and ease in cubic. Let's see. Yes, we can always come back to that later on, but I think this one is okay. I'm going to shift this one to this side. Now let's build a folder. This is where the thing starts getting crazy. Let's make some space. We're gonna get a background node for this one. I'm just going to bring the folder, only the folder. Yes, I'm going to bring only the folder to the frame here. Now get a background node, get a rectangle mask and connect it to this one, and this one to this one. Let's view this here. Let's change this background color by picking this color from here. Now bring down the width. I think the height should just, no, the height is okay. The height should be fine here. And let's bring up the corner radius just around here. Okay, I want a little bit darker color here, so just gonna bring it down like that. Oh, maybe that one was fine. Let's do Control Z. Let's copy this one, Control C, Control V, right? Let's add a transform node here. I'm gonna move this one up. Let's add a transform node here, and let's change this background color to a white color. Good, view that. Now in this transform node, I'm gonna bring down the size like something like this. Okay, now go to your media pool. You can use whatever image you want to use. I'm just going to use this one. Let me show you the image I would use. You can use, this is the image I'm going to use, so I'm just going to connect this one here. Good, and let's make sure we are viewing that one. Good. Now add a transform node to this one and size it down like a lot. It should almost fit that one, but we want these rounded corners here, so I'm just going to, when you connect it, it's going to become smaller. So let's just bring it down, and let's bring this one down again and round the corners. Now from here we can bring up the size, round these corners again, and I think this is fine. All right, let's come back to this one, Control C, Control V. Let's connect it here and look at it from there. Boom, you see it's going to appear like this. And copy this one, Control C, Control V. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this all up like this so that I get a transparent background here. I connect this one to this one and this one to this one Then I can connect this one back down here. The purpose for this one is so that I can uncheck solid and then increase the border width. And then I can add this, I can add a transform node here and bring down the size. Okay, the border width is not showing. Yeah, it's too small. You can't see that. I needed a microscope for that. All right, let's just bring it down. And then we can all, with this, reduce the size with another transform node. Something like this is fine. And you can see this is it here. This is what we have created. What else can we do? Just copy all of these, Control C, and paste it here, Control V. Now move this one so that we minimize space and copy it here. I think here, yes. I think here is fine. Good. We just need to, let's just start arranging them how they are supposed to be. This one is supposed to be with the background. I'm going to connect this one here. I'm going to disconnect this one from here and connect it here so that I can then add a transform node here. This is the back, and this one is supposed to be separate so that I can, with this transform node, I'm going to rotate it like this so that I can just start maybe here, rotate it like this, take it up like so, somewhere around here, and then this one, same thing. I can rotate it like this, maybe resize it, no, but rotate it like this and take it all the way up like so. Good. So that this, I can do the same thing here, rotate it again and bring it up. I think you see what I'm doing here. Now let's get, before this one, let me go to my media pool. You have this book PNG here. You can get it from Google. That's it. Let's keep our nodes arranged in a consistent order. Let's add a transform node. Yes. By the way, I need to change the color of this text. So add a color generator here. Yes, it's going to turn everything white. Just do that. Go to the color generator and pick this color. Yes. Then you can bring down the size of the book and rotate it. Cancel that rotation. Yes. I think you, let me bring this up. No. 50% will be fine. Good. Now I'm going to create the last part, which is this one, which is this envelope here. How are we going to do that? I'm going to copy this to Control C. I need that one. Control V. Come here and connect this one here. Yes. If I connect this one and we look at it, you see that everything will be cut out. So let's change this background color to a white color, or no, let's use a gradient color like this one here, and let's change this part to maybe something like this. I think this is fine. And then what we can do is, I'm going to get a polygon mask down here, get a polygon mask here, and come here, remove this animation. We don't need animation for this one. I'm just going to click somewhere around here, hold down shift and click here, remove the shift, click down here, hold down shift again and click here, click down here. You might be saying, well, I'm clicking outside, how would I fix it? Good. And if I connect it, boom, you see we have cut it out. That's what we want. But I think we want something better, so let's, just going to make a mess of this thing now. I think I can go with this one. Here, I'm going to add a Gaussian blur to give it that envelope. You see, it's going to blur this one. And you can increase the blur just a little bit. I think this is okay. Now, let's add a soft glow to this one. Soft glow. Enter. It's going to glow everything. Now, you can change this value to 0.39394. And you change it again to about 30. Boom. That's all we need, and we have our this thing. Now come here and reduce the opacity to like so. Yes. Now we want this to only occur where this rectangle is. But if you look at it, you will see that the glow is still pouring out from here. What we can do is copy this one, Control C, and paste it here. Let's paste it here, Control V, and then connect it to the mask of this one, and it's going to blur everything again. Why? Let's come to this one and change it to minimal. Good. we have this one. We can just try to fix this one like this. I think that color is here. Yeah, this one is fine. I think this one is fine. I think we can go with it, and we have our corners are sharp. Everything is okay. Now let's continue. I can then, on top of this, I can then make a new background node like this. On this background, I'm going to get a text node, connect it here. I'm just going to add this folder, open access, and this gear icon, and we continue. All right, finally, I've decided to change the color of this background to this one. This is what I've used. It has appeared like this. So you can feel free to do that if you want. And this is just the text. I think you can add text on your own. Something simple. By the way, if you are watching up to this moment, you are a G. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you want the project file, link in the description. Now let's animate this stuff. The way we are going to animate this is, let me just do the simple animation here first, and we kind of go from there. I need some space here. Yes, then I would move this up like this. I will add another transform node here. We're going to animate the angle. So let's come to this one, hit a keyframe. Let's go to where it is. Yes, somewhere. Yeah, it starts around here. So let's come to this transform node, hit a keyframe at the angle, and go maybe, yes, to this one. How many frames is that? Let's go to frame 100 and hit a keyframe. It should be like this, and yeah, let's try to rotate it like this so that it shifts like this. I'm doing hand gestures even though it's a tutorial. Now let's just do out back cubic so that we get a bounce. Yeah, something like this is fine. Okay, now we are just going to copy this one, Control C, Control V. This one starts from here. I'm going to make sure that this one, 2 frames before this one ends, this one should start. So let's go with it 2 frame. Let's take this to this frame, and then let's copy this one. Let's make sure that this spline is still okay. Yes, it's still fine. Let's copy this one, Control C, and paste it here, Control V. And let's come to this one, open this one up, open this one up. Let's go 2 frames forward. That will be frame 100. Move this to 100. Yeah, and if I play that now, yes, good. So as the thing comes in, we're going to have that. Let's close this up. I think all we need now is to make this thing 3D. You can use, because if you look at here, we have to lift it up like so. Yeah, you can use a DVE node, but for me, I don't like DVE node because it takes a lot of power. I choose to use a 3D. So let's add an image plane to this one, add a camera, and then after we can add a renderer 3D. Enter. This is going to be a long tutorial, but let's continue. And I'm going to get a merge node and connect it here. We can then connect this one here. Think that if we take this back, yes, this should be it. Let's come to this camera and change it to our normal value 1.7. That should work. Boom, it should work, right? And I think we can go to this one and add this mouse here, and to the mouse let's add a image plane and connect it here. Boom. Let's just lift this one just a little bit above. Yes, let's reduce the size by adding a transform node, bringing it down. Yep, good. I like the size there. Now let's go to the fun part. Let's animate this stuff. Let's come back to where it kind of like it pops up around here. So all we need to do is come here, hit the keyframe for the blend value, go 1 frame forward, hit the keyframe, go this one 0. in order for us to work well, change this to hardware. Now you see that this thing comes up like this. At frame 22, we are going to keyframe this one here. So let's hit a keyframe here and then come to 113, I think 113. And we're going to, yes, take it to this side. But remember that we need to bring down the size of this one. So we need to bring down the size. Let's just shift this. This is disorder, I know. Let's I'm going to bring all of this down here. Bring this one back to where it's supposed to be. Add a transform node here so that we can reduce the size. Yes, reduce the size like so. Now we're going to keyframe the size from here. Let's keyframe it. Let's keyframe how it starts. Let's go like so. Good. We're going to keyframe the size and the angle. Let's go one frame forward. No, this one. Let's go one frame forward. Let's keyframe the size and the angle. I think we have to move this to the side. We have to move this to the side. All right. So we have to come back to this text. This text is going to give us. We have to come back to this text. This text here, I think it's this one. You know what? We're just going to reduce the size of the text. Good. Here, I'm just gonna try to position this one a little bit to this side. Yeah, like somewhere around here. Good. And then let's bring the size down to about 0.4. Is it okay? No. 0.5 is fine. Then bring it down. And let's rotate it to yeah, something like this. Now let's go to our frame 110 and let's set this size, this angle back to 0. Then set this to about 0.8. No, 0.7. Yep, 0.7 should be good. Yeah, but let's rotate it this way. Yes, let's rotate it this way. I think. Yes, and then let's ease this out cubic so that it's a little bit faster. Yes, good. By the way, let's come back to this one so that we get a okay. This is where it should be. Let's bring it to this side. Bring it down. Bring it to this side like so. And let's add a little bit of rotation to it. Yes, that's where it should be. I want it to come from somewhere around here. So be here, go up. Good. Let's go. S. Yes. I think this is fine. Good. Now, when it gets here, it kind of goes down and then goes up. All of them go down together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and add a transform node. This transform node is going to control all of them. So I'm going to hit a keyframe at frame, let's say frame 120. Let's see when the transform node gets here. 123. Let's say 121. 121. Come here, hit a keyframe. And here, hit another keyframe here. By the way, we need to go to the back to the edit page and make this longer. Go back. Good. So we can come to this one and then we're going to, at this level, we're just going, this should be straight like this. So let's turn the angle back to 0. Yes, it's going to look like this. I think that's fine. Let's just do S for the angle. Or we might, yes, just do something like that. Come back to this one, and you see that if you increase the size like so, everything is going to increase like this. I think this size is good. Or no, let me put it down. 25 feet. Okay, now the main reason we made this 3D was so that we can be able to use this one, rotate it like this. There will be a problem if I try to do it with this one connected like this. At some point it's going to move over it like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this one, disconnect this one from here, remove this one, and connect this one here. Yes, that might make this the size a little bit, but we're just going to work with that. Let's come here, let's reset everything as it's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here. Come to this point here and bring it down here. We still have the same thing, yes, which goes up like this, but somewhere around frame 30, we're going to come to frame 30, come to this one, make sure we reset this one. I'm going to keyframe it here, and at frame 50 or at frame 145, we should have it like this. We should have it like this. Yes, should be flat. And we might still want to keyframe the angle for this one. Maybe it's around here. The angle should be back at 0. Yes. Yeah, I think this is the angle we need. This is the angle that I'm going for. This is the angle that I'm going for. Now, yeah, and you see that from here it's just going to go down. From here, the size goes down to 0. So let's just come back here. By the way, before that, let's come to this one. Maybe use ease out cubic. Let's see. No, come down to this transform node. Let's ease this one, ease out cubic. Now come to this transform node. This transform node, it goes down first. Yes, first till about frame 130. So you need to hit a keyframe here, and then maybe about take this one to about frame 145. So let's do that. Let's take this one to frame 145, and then somewhere around here, let's bring this one in the middle here. This one in the middle is so that we can reduce the size, because the size goes down first. Yes, it goes down to something like this. Yes, so that if you go back to spline, yes, we can then have something like this. S like so. Yeah, I think this one is good. I think this one is good. Yes. Now let me check if this angle is fine. Yep, this should be fine. I think that is too much. That's fine. Let's go to spline. Good. And we can then do the final thing, which is adding a final transform node to this one, like this. Let's keyframe the size here, taking it to frame 0 at this one, taking it to 0. I mean, is that okay? Yes. Boom, boom. Yes, I think I should go to spline. I think I should go to this one. open this one up, this last keyframe. I'm going to push it a little bit further, close this one up, and do out cubic. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. So that if, oh, no, that one is not it. No, let's do S. Yes, S is fine. Now what is left for us to do is create this one, this outline here. So no, let's keyframe this guy here by adding another transform node. And if you come, you see from here, frame 45, from frame 45 we can keyframe this one here and go to around frame 57. We can take it up like so. So this should just out cubic. Now by the way, it goes out before that time, so we should see it here. So we can come here, add a keyframe, go one frame forward, remove the keyframe. Now this is what we are going to do. I'm going to create all of these. Oh no, I'm just going to import it from the other project I did and then show you what I did. I'm just going to import it from the other projects. I've imported it from the other project. I'm just going to show you what I did. Here is it. Now if I take a look at this from here, this is just a wide rectangle, and the background. Then I add this blue outline here. On top of that, there is all of this, which is this one here, this help and all of this stuff. Then you add another rectangle, another background, all of this here. Now you add another, okay, now you add these two rectangles. These two rectangles, you add a drop shadow, and the color of the drop shadow should be this color, so that you have this one and this one. Okay, now if you come to the rectangle, you have to animate the height. You animate the height at frame, this you see it comes up like this, it comes up like so. This is what you should do, animate both of them. Even for this one, same thing, just copy and paste, but make sure one is smaller, and then you add a transform node. This transform node is going to bring this into the screen. Let me show you. This transform node is going to bring this into the screen like this. Yes, because if you see this one here, it comes from up, it comes down to the screen, and like this goes back up. That's what I've done with this transform node. Now you have this rectangle mask. If you look at this from here, you can't see above here. That's the use of this rectangle mask, and you increase the soft edge like a lot, so we can then add an image plane to it and connect it to this merge 3D. And let's take a look at that. Now in the image plane, we are just going to make sure. So finally, this is what I have here. You would need to make it it comes down like this. This one should already disappear somewhere around here. So we can just come here, hit a keyframe for this one, go one frame forward, and take it down to 0. Now another thing we could do is reduce the size of this one. Yeah, somewhere around here. So around here, this should disappear. So you can hit a keyframe here at 1, go one frame forward, it should be 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one down, disconnect this one from here, get the background node here, and connect this one back down here, so that with this merge node I can keyframe the opacity, the blend value here, go one frame forward and take it down to 0. Now if you look at it, you see that the mouse cursor is moving too fast. So what we can do is go to spline, select all of these, and use in cubic. Yes, that's it. And I think you must have learned a lot from this tutorial if I end it here. Yeah. So I think everything is good. If you get a project file for this animation, you're going to see everything there. If I disable this one and then let's, oh, I forgot to keyframe this one from this. Let me go into this one and disconnect this one from here. So if I play what we have been able to do now, let's see.
Sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 'Cause no one can do it like.
Good. That's what we have been able to do.
Sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 'Cause no one can do it like we.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you got value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.